Hi everyone, I'm really excited to be talking about my nutrition analysis report. I think that this activity was super valuable and that it taught me a lot about my daily eating habits, what I'm consuming and putting into my body, and just helping me reflect overall on my nutrition and my activity level as well. So, the first thing I wanted to discuss is just my overall nutrition. Overall, throughout the 3 days that we were reporting, I was under for intake goal for calories. And it was the same trend for my carbohydrates, added sugar and dietary fiber, um, and my fat intake as well. I think my carbohydrate intake could be a lot better and that I can consume a lot more whole grain sources of carbohydrates. One thing that I was in excess of when it came to my nutrition was protein, in which I was way over, and that could be coming from maybe new food sources such as meat, and that can also be reflected in potentially with my vitamin B12 intake as well, since that one was so high. Whereas compared to my other vitamins, it was really low. As for minerals, one thing that surprised me is my sodium intake was nearly double the daily or the dietary recommended intake. And my iron was also quite high as well. I wanted to also put my nutrition in a my plate context as well. So as we can see, my grains intake could be a lot better. And I think again, consuming sources of whole grains would be significantly helpful there. And my vegetable and fruit and dairy intake are not spectacular as well. I think really diversifying vegetable sources would be really great. I love consuming vegetables, so this would be an area of improvement for me. As for fruits, I am not a big fruit eater. Clearly, as you can see, it's 0%. But I think now that I understand the value in which fruit provides, consuming at least some sources of fruit would be significantly helpful. In my dairy intake, previously I thought that I couldn't consume any dairy at all because I associated it with cow's milk or lactose. Um, but now that I know that soy products are a great dairy source as well, I'm going to be consuming a lot more soy milk since I really do enjoy that. As for my activity level, this was really surprising for me because it says that I have a sedentary activity level, and that can come from a lot of different sources. I actually do go to the gym quite often, at least 3 to 4 times a week is my goal. And I usually do weightlifting as well, but maybe it's the way that I entered in the data, potentially. So to reflect back on my diet, my protein intake is really great, nearly meeting my goal 100%, especially when it comes to my plate. And carbohydrate intake is decent as well, but I think finding better sources of carbohydrates, such as like whole grain sources, would be really good for me. My vegetable, dairy, and fruit intake actually do need a lot of work. Um, Again, like consuming more of those sources and especially dairy and fruit. And I think once I do consume those sources, it would help, especially in my vitamins and minerals department of things. And then also, this was an eye-opening moment for me to reduce my sodium, since I know that sodium does cause a lot of hypertension and obesity as well. And I do have a family history of it, so this was a really good moment for me to recognize. As for my activity level, these were really surprising results since I do consider myself quite active. And I think that maybe it's the way that I inputted data or also the days that I was recording as well, since I know those were really busy days for me. So it could have been just that I didn't record properly, or maybe just my mood impacted my level of activity. But I think moving forward, just recording it more accurately and maybe like my daily activities, also recording it in a better way as well. So some of the goals that I have are broken down into nutrition and activity goals. So I do want to reduce my daily sodium intake by half, and I think that's completely doable. And then also eating more vegetables. I do love my vegetables, and so eating 6 servings of it a day would really diversify my the vegetable sources that I'm eating, and then also helping with my vitamin and mineral intake. And then incorporating fruit slowly. So I'm giving myself at least 1 serving of fruit every day. As for activity goals, I do want to increase how active I am. I think into a more athletic role for myself. And so if I can partake in resistance training 3 to 4 times a week, I think that would be really great for me, since it's something I enjoy. But then also slowly incorporating moderate intensity aerobic exercise. And I want to start doing that at least 30 minutes a day, at least twice a week to start. And that is my presentation. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone else's and replying back to all of your videos.